Hello, greetings, salutations, and welcome to my channel and the first official solo review for the Transformers Siege toy line. First and foremost, let me give a huge shout out to the kingdomofbonomi.com, where my chief supplier, Robert Bonomi, has hooked me up with many different Transformers Siege stuff, and I've got more on the way. So go check out the kingdomofbonomi.com, where you can find Transformers, Power Rangers, Star Wars, and lots of other vintage awesomeness. Without further ado, let's get to the review. Talking about Optimus Prime. Originally, I wasn't going to get this guy, frankly, because when I think of Optimus Prime, I don't think of the top of the truck coming all the way out to here. That was what originally turned me off from it. But as I saw more and more people talk about how awesome this figure is, I said, screw it, let me go pick it up, and sure enough, I was not disappointed. Let's get a nice good look in here at the cab. Unfortunately, this version comes with no trailer. I would have liked to have seen it come with one. But like all Optimuses, it has the nice mostly red in the front, mostly blue in the back, and it rolls along pretty smoothly. Forgive the lines you might see on my temporary set. I'm hoping to build a new one soon. In the meantime, I like the detail on the headlights here. This is nice, nice front detail. It's a little blurry. Forgive me for being that close. I love the windshields here. Very nicely done. And the fact that you can open them if I had strong nails like that. Let's see. Open them good. Just like that. And you got this little light thing. It's not Matrix-y. I mean, it's not the Matrix per se, but it's something. It's kind of something. Typical Autobot symbol right about here where it should be. And I was kind of hoping it would be on this side too, but meh. I kind of like, I mean, I know Optimus only had the Autobot symbol on one side, but I was hoping for both. That's just me, personal preference. Wheels are nice and wheelie, not the Transformer, just all types of wheelie. Like I said, they roll back and forth. I will say the undercarriage is very nice. It doesn't show any signs of robot kibble like some other vehicles would. This is all nice and trucky. Very truck style. Very truck-like. It is a truck. It is Optimus. Still kind of wishing there was a trailer that came with it, but it might have cost more if it had one. I like the centerpiece. This, like, you just hear, you can have this thing shoot at you and, just ram right into you, and it'd be all types of screwy. You would get hit for a mile. But enough of that. One of the major difference I've noticed is compared to the other Optimus figures that have come out is that this one has very short smokestacks, and they don't really move. I mean, none of the others did, but the stacks could be a little bit taller. That's a minor pet peeve for me. I don't really care for short smokestacks, frankly, but it will do for the sake of the toy itself. I like the silver details. Nice, kind of looks almost like a gas tank right here, where it just pops right into the gas station. It's like, loaded up on unleaded Cybertron alloy. Energon, that is. Unlimited, unleaded Energon. That's probably what he gets. Unleaded Energon. Nice and wheelie. I like spinny things. But it could put a trailer. I'm waiting. I'm waiting to see if some third party or maybe Perfect Effect comes along and gives us a trailer for it. It's kind of a bit of a hollow background here, but then for the sake of transformation, I can understand why. Maybe a nice little slab would have been okay here, so it wouldn't look hollow. Because you can, if you look deep, you can see the arms in there. I know it's dark for you guys, but from where I'm sitting. The arms are clearly right there. But otherwise, it's nice. Because when you know Optimus, you know the way he transforms, which we'll do in a moment. That's where the arms are supposed to be. But I like that Optimus has primarily always been a truck. Though, since this is the War for Cybertron Siege line, I gotta say, I would have liked to have seen a Cybertronian version of him. Like we got, I think, what was it? The Transformers game War for Cybertron, I think it was called, and Fall of Cybertron. He had a mode. He had a Cybertronian mode, so I would have liked to have seen that as a toy. At least a redo of the War for Cybertron Prime toy, because this is the War for Cybertron. And vroom vroom outside, if you hear that. But I can't control the noises outside today. Wish I could. Anyway, one more thing I do want to make notice of, I want to talk about, is right here. You could see the gimmick that all the Siege line will have, since this is a war been going on. Scratched up paint jobs and minor battle damage on these. Where else? Yep, you can see it right about here on the legs, but we'll get to more detail on that when we transform it. So, without further ado, let's get him into his robot mode. To start that off, first, as I said before, we're going to open up the windows. And it's very difficult if you do not have nails. So, like that, open up that, and reveal his tiny little thingy, like there. Like I said, it's not the Matrix exactly. While that's open, I'm going to turn to here first. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this here, right there, just like that, and we're going to split that apart from the side. Other side, we do the same exact thing. Take that aside, and we can just go ahead and pull the legs down now. In the meantime, what the easier thing to do is have the wheels come down, because they pop down just like that. It's almost kind of a hover mode joint. So, take the legs and split them apart like that. And let's go ahead to the feet right about now, where the back tail lights are. Sorry, I didn't get to talk about that. And like that, and like that. Boom. You didn't see what I did because, I'm sorry, my finger was in the way. I'm going to take this, and basically, you split them open. It looks like a mouth. Almost looks like Pac-Man. His feet like Pac-Man. That's fun. And take that and stand it up. Now, what we're going to do, you would think this doesn't look right, and it doesn't. So what we're going to do is take that and turn it around, usually. But first, what I want to do is I'm going to take this wheel here, this part right here, this wheel, and we're going to take that, I'm going to bend it down and move it all the way over. Same one with this one. I'm going to take that, we're going to flip it, and move it all the way over, just like that. So it clicks in nicely. So now, when you have it, you want to turn the legs around this way so that these vents are facing forward, like that. And the vent's facing forward. Now, to lock those into place, first we're going to flip those down, flip the knees down like that. Sorry for the blur, folks. I plan on getting him eventually, too. This, like here. See this here? This, you need another, right there, that thing. You're going to want to flip that up. And now the tabs in this are pretty difficult for me. I haven't properly mastered this, but that one little hole in the bottom there, you're going to want to flip that over, and you want to, see how that is? Get that into and lock it into place like that. Same thing on the other side. We're going to flip that up, just like that, and lock it into place. Sometimes it doesn't want to stick. Sometimes you get lucky. And like that, you have legs. Now, for the full upper body, let's get this moved up just a little with my camera. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to have these open, pull these aside, like that. So then there's more things wide open. And now we're going to take this. Let's see. We are going to pull the arms out like that. Pull the arms out like that. It does kind of slip out. Now, that's not how the instructions say specifically, but it does tend to come out because all this stuff is all tightened up and tabbed up and... Sorry about that. I'm going to take these wheels and slide them in just like that. Same thing on the other side. Take that wheel, slide it in just like that, and then bam. Now we're going to connect the hips like that. Very good. And he's almost ready. Looks like a hot mess right about now, but almost there, almost there. Get this back open again. And the head is really locked in. This thing likes to get stuck a lot. So I'm not going to edit that out. I need you to understand that sometimes this stuff happens. It gets in there. And that's why I don't like having it in vehicle mode all the time, because it is a real hassle to get out of there. That is one thing I do not like about this particular toy line, for at least for Optimus. So what we're going to do, I'm going to have that out there like that, and fold that back, fold that down, arm comes down. Let's see, fold that around, fold that down. Same on both sides. Now as for that big old what's-its-face in the back, what we're going to do is we're going to close that off like that, and then bam, bam, and close that, flap that back down, and boom, just like that. And there we have Prime all done up in his robot mode. And it is a fine looking robot mode. It is absolutely beautiful. Get those down like that. This is a beautiful Optimus. Now, I know everybody and their mama loves their masterpiece figures and they love their third-party figures. Well, I am not a fancy collector. I can't afford such things, so I have to go with what I'm able to afford. And when it comes to Optimus, I'm happy with this one. Very happy with this one. I also have the Power of the Primes line one from either Power of Prime, Set and Return. I forget which one it's from, but it's a good one. But it's much bigger than this one, and I gave it to the wifey. She loves it, and I'm very happy she likes it. But in the meantime, let's go into detail. We can now talk more about the focus of how this Prime looks. He is very well detailed. That head sculpt is definitely Prime-like. It's a damn good sculpt. And again, on mine, the head gets stuck in the chest quite a lot, so I really don't like having him in vehicle mode, and I try to avoid it every time I can. And as far as the battle damage, you can see it clearly on the arms there. Like, it's detailed. It's there. It's like nice and dirty looking. You know, that's the gimmick for most of the Siege line, is you'll see all types of dirt and battle damage and grime. Same thing on the arm there. They did the same thing on this arm. You know, you can see the gray. Forgive the blur. Please do forgive my shoddy camera work today. It has been a very long day, but I'm not going to go into detail about that. Y'all don't want to hear about that. Y'all want to hear about this toy. Now, I like the fact that the vents are right here in the legs. Kind of like, I don't know, I imagine him running and air just flowing from the vents, making it easier to pick up his legs and put them down or something like that. We got more battle damage along the legs there if you can make it out. It's nice and dirty looking here. And that's how they drew it. That's how they did it. The paint sculpt is very nice. Mostly red and blue, as Optimus should be. You've got the yellow light lines on the waist, like most Optimuses have and should. And one thing, let's talk about the elephant in the room, shall we? The backpack. Now, the way this flips up and how it becomes the front of the cab, not too fond of that per se. I'm not going to lie, it's not my thing. But that's how they decided to do it, so I guess I can let it pass. You know, it makes for a very detailed-looking truck mode. But yes, let's get on to his accessories. He comes with this thingy. It folds to be a shield, first like this, which you can put here in his arm like that, or have a makeshift-looking gun kind of deal. And it makes for all types of nice shield-based cosplay. Like, you can put it on any of the pegs in his body. So, have a shield like that. It can be anywhere. Have it like that. Protect his chest like he needs it. It's Prime. Oops, sorry. He has multiple pegs here. 1, 2, 1, sorry. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1 over here. He's got 4 pegs in the feet, 1 in the back. 4 weapon storage and weapon attachments, like the weaponizers I will get to later on. When I cover the weaponizers review, you will see me have them on multiple Transformers throughout. But this shield does more than be a shield. It's got the nice little dark Autobot logo on it, if you can make that out. Woo! We're in 3D now! But, it folds from the back here like this. And this part folds out. Well, little piece folds down, and then you can take that little chippy thingy out there. And this part here is also this. See that little knob right there on my tip of the finger is. You can pull that up to bring this up like that, and you have his battle axe. And I'm kind of disappointed that it's not orange like the battle axe in the cartoon was that came out of his wrist. And more so, I would prefer that if they made it a wrist attachment, which would be nice for the original, like they did for the original show. Remove the fist and make the wrist. Also, aside from that, he has his gun, his laser rifle. And what is Prime without his laser rifle? It is beautiful. It is amazing. And I've shown, if you saw my last video, you saw just how we used it. Poor sideswipe. Anywho, right here, it's pew pew, shoot the Decepticons. Shoot. Oh, and did I forget to mention his articulation? It is not as smooth as some of others. Like, for instance, the leg can only come up about this far because of the way the waist is designed. And it can go back just about like all the way back there, but that's for the sake of transformation. It does go all the way back, so he kind of can kick backward somehow. He can do a little bit of the splits if you have the hind up like that. He does split much. The arms do a full rotation all the way around. They come out like that. They come out. They bend at the elbows very nicely. And it does another thing. Now, this is not terrible. The axe-like shoulder blades, if you want to call it, wrist blades. The way the style transformation is. It's kind of odd, kind of off-putting for me, not like the original Prime. But yeah, this is the Siege line. New pieces of transformation, new artwork, so to speak, on the figure. So, new things you gotta get used to, so I guess I can try. I will try to get used to them. Both arms do the full rotation, like I said. The weapon is... sorry. I am so sorry about that. There we go. There we go. You could, for some reason... I've always wanted to do this. Now he's got an arm cannon like Megatron. See, Megs, Prime can do it too. Although Megas does it just a little bit better. But yeah, that's Prime for you. This is my Optimus Prime. And I gotta say, it's definitely worth it, because you can do numerous poses with him too. Like have that down, like standing on my hand like he is the mighty Optimus Rex. I'm sorry, I just do love this Optimus Prime, I really do. It's amazing, it's a great figure, and expect to see this in more of my future stop-motion animations, which I do hope you guys will watch more of, which it will star not just me, but it will have other friends as well. But one thing, let me say this. The Transformers Siege line, definitely worth the pickup. Definitely worth having in your collection. As far as Optimus Primes go, this one rates a 7 out of 10. I thought I was going to give it a perfect 10 out of 10, but nothing is really perfect in terms of toys. There's always going to be something. As far as where the 3 points don't work for me personally, I don't like the fact that the stacks are short on the arms. I don't like how his axe is more than an axe. It could have just left it an axe and left it for the wrist instead. That's kind of a personal point for me, that I really don't like the idea that it's also a shield, but that's just a personal thing for me. And as far as transformations go, I really do feel they could have left this out. I really do. I feel this could have been left out. But it is what it is. It's their idea, their design. So we got to roll with it. But in the meantime, I'm going to let you guys go because I don't want to bore you to tears. Hopefully next week you'll be more entranced by the review that I do then, featuring, well, we'll just have to wait and see, won't we? But in the meantime, this is Kylo, the NESMAN, saying, remember, Growing old is mandatory, but growing up is optional. Childhood into adulthood, brotherhood and sisterhood. I love it all, and I love you all. Peace.